Let's look at another adding and subtracting fractions. I've chosen a couple nice looking fractions. 11 over 42 minus 5 over 36. The denominators are big enough that this would scare us a little bit, but with the new method that I'm showing, it ends up being pretty easy. Step 1, we write the denominators off to the side. So I'm going to put 42 and 36 off to the side. Then we're going to factor those denominators, and of course the 42 is going to factor into 6 times 7, and the 6 turns into 2 times 3. 36 factors into 4 times 9, and the 4 of course factors into 2 times 2, and the 9 turns into 3 times 3. The next thing we want to do, step 3, rewrite the fractions with factored denominators. So I'm going to write the 11 over 42, only instead of 42, I'm going to put that prime factorization, which is 11 over 2 times 3 times 7. We're going to do the same thing with the 5 over 36, only of course it's 2, 2, 3, 3. Then I want to draw a long line under the fractions. And I want to build my least common denominator. The least common denominator has to have a 2, a 3, and a 7 in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 2, the 3, and the 7 down there. Now, I look at the next fraction. It says I need 2 2's. I look down here, I only have 1 2, so I'm going to put another 2 down there. Then I look at the fraction, and it's got 2 3's. I only see 1 3 down here, so I'm going to put that other 3 that I'm missing. Now that I have my least common denominator, and it's a big one, I'm sorry, I just can't do that in my head, so I'm going to take this huge denominator and I'm just going to continue to use it in the factored form. Now earlier in other videos I showed that by taking this thing and dividing it by 42 in factored form, we can cancel and have our answers. So we're going to go ahead and just set it up to where I'm going to make a copy of that denominator above each of those fractions. So 2, 2, 3, 3, 7 above each fraction. Now on that first fraction, whatever that huge thing is, if I divide it by 42, well, the 2's are going to cancel. So I'm going to strike out the 2's, and a 3 would cancel, so I'd strike that out, and the 7's. Whatever's left, I see I've got a 2 times 3 is 6 times 11 is going to give me 66. On the next fraction, we're going to do the same thing. That is, I've got some 2's and 3's that are going to cancel, so I'm going to go ahead and mark out the 2's and the 3's, and you see that I have a 5 and a 7. Well, 5 times 7, of course, is 35. Now, all I have to do is subtract. 66 minus 35 is 31. And so I'm going to end up with 31 over some huge number. Well, I don't exactly know what this is, but I know that 2 2's and 2 3's is 36. So if off to the side on some scratch paper I say 36 times 7, I'll end up with my least common denominator. And of course we're getting 252, and so now I have 31 over 252, and that's my answer. Couldn't get any easier than that.